The broadcast is live, it says. And I'm alive with two wonderful guests. I'll tell you about them in a second. This is being presented, this very special, and I mean special, very special presentation is brought to you by the Human Animal Bond Association. And we have something special for all of you. I'll tap dance just a little bit because some of you may join just a little late. We're going to talk about pet travel and pet safety during travel, pet comfort during travel. And we have the right people here to do it. And we have free, did I say that word? Free stuff for you, a special winner from the Human Animal Bond Association. So here with me are the Sleepypod co-founder and lead product manager and product designer, Michael Leung. That's Michael right over there. And also Subaru Accessory marketing manager, Lori Blichasz. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us and for caring about pets as you do. Proof that industry, Subaru, really big industry, really does care about the entire family. And that's what the Human Animal Bond Association is all about. So for those of you who don't know, this association is the original, really, Human Animal Bond group, beginning solely at first in veterinary medicine and long now including everyone and anyone who cares in any way about the human animal bond. And the human animal bond we can define in all sorts of ways. I mean, beekeepers have a bond. I know most of you don't have pet bees, but beekeepers actually do have bonds with their bees. Zookeepers have bonds with the animals that they care for. And of course, all of us, you may not have a pet zebra or hippopotamus in your home, as the zookeeper has in those animals' captive environments. But indeed, at our homes, we have pet dogs and cats and a whole list of all sorts of other companion animals, which we care about. And no one would be here in this group watching or presenting if it were not for the Human Animal Bond. Now, the Human Animal Bond is a membership organization. Membership is pretty inexpensive, but we're always looking for members to support our programs, what we do, which include presentations at veterinary conferences, of which we have one coming right up, the VMX Veterinary Conference, where, for the first time in a very long time, presenters will, in part anyway, be there in person, which is exciting for those of us who presented veterinary conferences. All right, so for the not first, not second, not 18th, but feel happy if you're the 18th, but for the third person who joins and becomes a member of HABA, the Human Animal Bond Association, humananimalbond.net. I'm pretty sure that's right. humananimalbond.net. If not, Julie will text me, but I'm sure that's right. The third person to join gets this. You won't believe this. This is about a $300 value, doing some quick math in my head. Sleepypod air carrier, a go bag from Sleepypod, a martingale cat harness to keep your cat safe in that Subaru that you're driving, a slim leash, a cloud puff blanket, and they are puffy, by the way, and very comfy, and a yummy travel bowl. The only kind of travel bowl there could ever be is a yummy travel bowl. All of which you get if you're the third person to join the Human Animal Bond Association. That's pretty simple and pretty cool. Thank you very much, Sleepypod, for making that possible. And I will begin, in fact, talking about Sleepypod and Michael. So when you talk to veterinarians, and I have, who have been around some number of years, what you learn is that they have seen cats coming in to their practice in potato sacks, in laundry baskets. No kidding. I mean, all sorts of ways. And those are the good people. The other folks, they don't even bring in their cats, which are historically changing now, but historically most people. With that as a backdrop, why did you develop Sleepypod? And incidentally, for those who don't know, and I'm a certified animal behavior consultant. I love Sleepypod because the cats love Sleepypod. An endorsement, commercial or not paid for, but sincere. But Michael, from there, talk to me about it.
Well, we developed the Sleepypod because many years ago, like 15 years ago, we adopted a kitten, and we planned to travel to many places. We went to 5 locations, and we wanted a carrier that is also a bed. So we went shopping, and when we looked everywhere, we couldn't find anything that would meet our needs, because we want something that can be used at home and can be used in a car and can be brought to the hotel. So what we did was we just ad hoc something together. And it worked out so well that my girlfriend at the time, Melanie, now she's my wife, she and we decided to just use our design skills, because we're designers. And so we spent 1.5 years to develop the Sleepypod. We added the car safety component later as we were working on it. But so we developed a product that cats become acclimated to at home as a bed. They get comfortable in it. They feel safe in it. And when it's time to go out to, whether it's a vet or to a hotel, to the car, they feel very safe and feel very secure, because that's the same bed that they use every day at home. So psychologically, they feel like that's the place they want to be, no matter where the carrier is. And it worked out really well for our kitty and for many cats and small dogs.
Yes, for small dogs also. Mm-hmm. So, what I tell people is to leave the carrier out and have the cat, everything you just said, drop treats in it, have the cat, have it be a comfortable place for them, and then begin to take the cat first around the house in this thing, and then eventually out to the car, and then eventually to the veterinarian if it's a cat, particularly, and try to make that experience positive. And then they say they last about a day. And the reason has nothing to do with the cat being adverse to it. The cats want a comfortable, soft place, and you've provided that. But other than that, they don't care about the design. But people do, and they don't want this ugly plastic or metal thing in the middle of their kitchen or their living room or their dining room. And the people have come back to me 90% of the time and have said, I'm not going to keep that in my butt. I'm not keeping that in my, Well, and the color doesn't match, and you provide like all these different colors too. So you've also thought of human aesthetics, because it's the people that are going to matter. I want to talk about travel in a moment in more detail. There are lots of car companies out there, Lori, and you see dogs and cats and TV commercials all the time. They come and go. At Subaru, they came, and they're still here. Yes. It's a part of, I believe it's a part of the Subaru culture. How did that come to be?
It really is. So Subaru is more than a car company, right? We strive to be to better our communities where we work, where we live, and it really funnels down to different areas of focus, and pets is one of them, right? So most of our customers, about I think 70% now, actually own a pet, and that's a huge number, right? So we want to make sure that in our marketing, in our company itself, that pets is a pillar, right? And we make sure that we are delivering on what customers want, what customers need. We've dedicated an entire month to Subaru Loves Pets, our Subaru Loves Pets initiative. So this is where we focus on, bringing light to local animal shelters and adopting some pets. We've even made a national day for Make a Dog's Day, where we put focus on some less than fortunate pets that maybe have a disability or some special needs that might be like last to adopt in those shelters. So we bring light to them and maybe just do something good for your pet, for your own pet. So, I mean, we really are more than a car company, and pets is definitely one of those areas in which we really feel true about, and we really walk the walk and talk the talk.
Okay, and that's actually what I'm going to ask you next about walking that walk and talking that talk. The Center for Pet Safety, and there is such a thing, friends, it's a non-for-profit, and you work with those folks.
We do. So we have sponsored some crash tests that they have done that Michael actually probably can go into, because his products, two of his products, which are now part of our pet accessory line, they have been tested, and they've received the highest safety standards from the Center for Pet Safety.
And the Center for Pet Safety, as I understand it, is a nonprofit that actually tests products.
Yes.
In a lab. So we've all seen on news reports the human mannequins, I think they use, type things,
like
sitting in the
crash
back,
test dummies,
right? They crash test, and you see the humans, mannequins, not the real humans, go flying, right? Didn't pass that test. And you do the same thing with dogs, or actually the Center for Pet Safety does.
Correct.
And it's, I believe Subaru has won all these different awards for pet safety.
So we've partnered with the Center for Pet Safety when they've done their testing for pet accessories and pet products. So we've won many IIHS awards for our own safety ratings for the vehicle themselves.
And that is what, for a non-car person, what is that?
The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
She says it as if I should. I probably should. I mean, there's no question.
I'm glad I got that one right too. Woo!
And you did. Now, you said you want to do what people want, what your customers want. What do they want?
So for honestly, for years now, I mean, we work events and customers have come up and they're like, we're pet lovers. We've got pets at home. And they were really looking for pet accessories. And so we finally had the opportunity to dive into that. And this past April, we launched our pet accessory line, and it includes 11 pet accessories, 2 of which are Sleepypod. And and so, I mean, it's a variety of things. Right now, it is just the initial launch. So, hopefully within the next few years, we'll be adding to that line. But these are accessories that our customers want. We actually even test them ourselves. Some of the products are things that we have thought of, or, that we don't want to put anything out in the world that we wouldn't like and that we wouldn't use.
I'm thinking out loud here. Maybe those should also be human animal bond certified. Ooh, we could talk about that. Ooh, we have ideas. So, Michael, speaking of ideas, so you had this idea for the Sleepypod, which I hope we're doing a good job of describing, but I'm not sure that we are. So it's a dome-like carrier that's larger than your usual cat carriers, with a soft, plushy bottom that incidentally, the Sleepypod I have, I believe I'm sleeping in tonight. And that's how soft it is, and washable. And there's a screen so that animals can smell what's going on. Mm-hmm. More important than seeing what's going on, but they can also see what's going on. It opens up in this way where you don't have to dump the cat out of the carrier, and the cat can simply come out if the cat or small dog so desires to do so. Am I doing okay at describing this?
That's great. And what we call this product, the mobile pet bed. So basically, it's a bed that travels with your pets. And I think we would all like to have that. If we travel, when we want our own bed to travel. Right. So we designed it as a mobile pet bed. And like you said, we call it a Sleepypod because it's a structured system that protects your pet. And it buckles into the car seat. Mm-hmm. So it's like a baby seat for your pet. So in case you need to come to a really sudden stop, or you get into an accident, then the Sleepypod will remain in the seat, and it won't be ejected out of the seat. So your pet will be safely inside this structure. And like you said, it unzips for cleaning. Sometimes they might soil it, so it's easy to just unzip, throw in a wash, and hang dry or tumble dry load. So it's easy to keep it clean. And the materials that we use, we've done a lot of research on it. For example, the mesh that we use, it's scratch and abrasion resistant. So the designers at the studio here, we would take nails and we'd try to scratch through to see if we could tear through the mesh when we were testing different types of mesh. And we found that this mesh that we have chosen is the best out there. And not only that, but also it's the most supple. So sometimes pets like to rub their nose against the mesh, and it might abrade their nose. So this will keep it very safe for them. But at the same time, it's the most scratch and abrasion resistant. So we put a lot of testing into all the materials that we use in our products.
Excellent.
It's also a carrier, right, Michael? Where you can actually, it's a carrier. You can carry it.
Yeah, so the bed that becomes a carrier and also a car seat. So it's a multifunctional product, and it performs really well in all three functions. So we're very happy to have
it's the best out there. I mean, I'll stop because it sounds too much like a commercial, but I'm a fan, and I've been a fan because my job is to get cats to the vet, right? And if I want to get cats to the vet and I want the most efficient and comfortable way to do it for the cat, that's the product I'm going to choose. Now, here's a problem we have that all of you watching can help me with. So we've had 2 people join the Human Animal Bond Association, for which I'm grateful. But we're looking now for the 3rd. So the next person to join gets this entire package, which includes a Sleepypod that we've been talking about. That in itself is a $180 value. But the Go Bag, the Martingale cat leash, Slim leash, the Cloud Puff blanket, yummy travel bowls, all of which adds up to about $300 and something worth of prizes for you, the next person who joins humananimalbond.net, HABA.net, I think. The Human Animal Bond Association, that much I know for certain. All right, so I want to talk about pet travel just a little bit. So you're traveling, say, with a dog. Let me back up one step. I think one reason, and no offense, Lori, but I suppose that economics had something to do with this, and you kind of mentioned it. Knowing the percent of people that really do have a pet in America, and knowing your customers even exceed that number a bit as the number of pets there are. So you want to please your customers, any business does, right? Of course. And many of those customers happen to be dogs, and we are traveling more. Yeah, that's right. I was talking cats, but I said the D word. And we've been traveling more over the past number of years with our dogs than ever before. And one might suspect that number may even skyrocket. There's my thumb. Or now, post-pandemic, if we are post-pandemic, but at this point in time than ever before. The national parks say they're getting ready for all these visitors like they've never had before, including people bringing their pets, which mostly, certainly people travel with cats, but mostly we're talking dogs here. So what do you have as far as of advice for people that are traveling with their dogs right now?
Sure. So, I mean, the most important advice is to make sure that they are secure in the second row, or if you have a 3-row SUV with children, that the probably safest spot in it is in the 3rd row. So either the 2nd row or the 3rd row, depending on how many rows your vehicle has, and definitely to be properly secured. So I think, Michael, you kind of mentioned it, where you don't want the cat carrier to be a projectile if in case there is an accident. Same goes for your dogs, right? So if they're not properly harnessed into the vehicle, to the seatbelt with a harness, they could become a projectile in an accident, God forbid. So you definitely want them to be strapped in securely to the, again, 2nd row or 3rd row, depending on what kind of vehicle you drive.
By strapped in, should they be wearing so not all animals some are too large for a Sleepypod, or some people sadly just don't have one of those. So should they be wearing a seatbelt made for pets, or should they, what should you do?
So part of our accessory line includes the Sleepypod harness. So there are 4 different sizes that we are offering: small, medium, large, and extra large. So it serves pets from, I believe it's 18 pounds to 90 pounds. So anywhere within that range, you can properly secure your dog with that pet harness in the back.
Just got yelled at because I may not have. It's humananimalbond.net.
Oh.
Right?
There we go.
Yeah. So just to be clear, 3rd person, humananimalbond.net gets everything that I just rattled off, which is amazing. All right. What about people that don't have an SUV and just have, dare I say, a car? So for those folks, there is no third row. So obviously we want, well, maybe not so obvious. We want the dog, I assume, in the back seat.
Absolutely.
And if it's a small dog, not sitting in the lap of the person who loves that dog.
Correct. Yep.
In the front seat.
The pet mobile bed and carrier that we're discussing actually can be for dogs as well. So Michael, please chime in if you or if I'm misspeaking, but I believe it's any animal 15 pounds or less. So if you have a small dog, that is the proper place where you can put them to travel safely. But even in a sedan, I mean, I guess that can, in my head, was considered a second row. So they still obviously can be properly harnessed within the back seat of a sedan or with the pet mobile bed and carrier.
I have an exciting. I'm interrupting and I apologize, but this is an emergency. I have an exciting announcement. The winner of all of these things, everything that is here, I assume a veterinarian. It says doctor, but it could be someone treating me like a pediatrician. I don't know, but it's a doctor. Dr. Tina Ellenbogen, congratulations. You've won the world. So now you could travel anywhere you want. All right. You were about to say something, Michael. I interrupted. I apologize.
Oh, I was going to say so the harnesses that Subaru are about to launch or just launched, we've spent, I think, about 18 months developing that product. And so we would tensile test the products, all the materials first to make sure that they're up to snuff. And then we would design the harnesses, and then we would send them to the crash test facilities. And at that time, nobody has tested any pet harnesses. And so what we did was we took the child baby seat standards, and we converted that to our needs to treat our carriers like baby seats and our harnesses like seat belts for humans. And it took 18 months because every time we thought that we can come up with a design that would work, it would completely fail. So we failed for 18 months, and finally we found a solution to be able to keep the pets buckled in safely, and definitely keeping them in the middle. I guess the second row or third row, like Lori was saying, is important. We don't want them to be near the airbags if they're deployed. I guess just like children, we just treat them like children.
Right.
We would never put an infant in the front seat, right? So that's why we always say to put them in the back as well.
Now, to be clear, what about a very large dog? You know, a Labrador Retriever or a larger?
So right now, we've tested the larger dogs, like 125-pound dogs, and the result was that our harness actually held up really well, but the seatbelts, they did not hold up to that much weight on the seat. And some people ask, oh, how come like a human that's like 200 pounds is able to sit there and it doesn't break? And we think it's because the weight on top of the seat as opposed to distributing it like a human. It's because part of your body is below the seatbelt.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so for the dog, everything's on the seat and up. So we're still working on it. We're trying to figure out a good solution for the dogs that are 110, 120, 130 pounds and up. So right now we haven't found a good solution for people with with cars.
So the lesson there is, if you want to be safe yourself, don't sit like a dog, because you might not be. So Lori, Subaru has other safety features that have pets in mind as well. Some of them you wouldn't think of necessarily as direct for pets. Others, yes, clearly. I remember watching, I don't know if it was a commercial or a promotional sort of thing, where And the commercial would make you cry because it was an older dog who had been in the family for a very long, you know the one I'm talking about?
They all make me cry. So I swear, when we have our employee briefings, I bring tissues because I'm always crying when they show us our commercials. We do a great job with them. They do.
Indeed,
we do.
Your ad agency is the one who merits the
Yep.
credit, I'm sure.
Yep.
So for older dogs, do you have any advice to get them in the car if it's a large dog
Sure.
in the first place?
Yep. So actually, I'm glad you asked that because part of our accessory line, we've launched a pet ramp. So we know that from speaking with our customers at events or things like that, we do have customers that have older dogs or dogs with lead disability that have a hard time getting into the vehicle. So we offer a pet ramp now. So that is something that, can easily fold out, and it gets to placed on the cargo area so that the dog can go right into the cargo area and then down to the seat. So obviously we recommend back seat. So you just fold your seat down and the dog can go right into the back seat, and you can get the dog harnessed, and then the pet ramp folds right back up and you're good to go.
Do you have any of those artificial intelligence cars? You know,
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh yeah, they've been in the news. I think Tesla has some where the cars actually drive themselves, right? You've heard about that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And some cars park themselves now, but I've got a better idea than any of that. A border collie driving a car. That would be smarter than anything.
I'm writing it down now. I'll take it back to the agency.
Sure, I'm sure. Listen, you guys are absolutely terrific. Your commitment to pets is inspiring because, when I talk to someone from a pet food company or a pharmaceutical company, of course, that's what they do. They are going to, and they do care about pets, but of course, that makes sense. For you guys, this is different. So, Michael, you said, here's a need. We are going to serve that need. And boy, you have exceeded that. And Lori, you have a company that, okay, we could make a commercial here and there. We show we care about pets, and people love watching dogs on TV. I mean, the ad agency certainly know that. But you went way, way, way beyond that to the point, as I said, I think it's part of the Subaru culture. So for both of you, thank you for supporting the Human Animal Bond Association. It's appreciated. Thank you, Sleepypod, for this amazing giveaway on behalf of the veterinarian. I'm sure, well, I'm assuming she's a veterinarian. I'm not sure about that. But for whatever kind of doctor she is, he has to be appreciative of that. I mean, it's an amazing package. Once again, Sleepypod co-founder and lead product designer, Michael Leung, thank you, and Subaru Accessory marketing manager, Lori Blichasz, thank you so very much, both of you. And we'll have you back at some point talking more about pet travel, because as time goes by, you know what? We're traveling more with our pets than ever before.
Right.
HumanAnimalBond.net for further information about the Human Animal Bond Association. Join us. We want you to be a part of us and to help support everything regarding the Human Animal Bond. To all of you, happy Memorial Day. And one more thing, speaking of which, and I'm sure you both will agree, not only do we celebrate all of our soldiers, our veterans, but those with 4 legs as well. It is said that every single day, every day, a dog in the military saves one of our military members with 2 legs. It happens so often, more often than people know. And we have a shortage of actually military working dogs because these dogs do more than ever before for us and with us. So for all of you in the military or who know anyone in the military, including our very special Becky, you know who I'm talking about, Becky. Thank you all very much. And thank you again, Lori and Michael.
Thank you for having us.
For having us.